Did Ripple just win the SEC lawsuit? Is a new financial system being introduced? Why is such a large amount of XRP being moved around? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. The claim brought by the Securities and Exchange Commission against Ripple and two of its top executives is a watershed moment in the history of the crypto sector. And recently, in the opinion of legal experts, including the General Counsel for the defendants, rejecting the SEC petition to strike his fair notice argument was a big victory for the defendants in this case. However, it is not the final decision, and as a result, there is no obvious winner at this time. Holders of Ripple and XRP are eager for the lawsuit to be determined as quickly as possible since a victory might significantly increase the value of the cryptocurrency. More significantly, the optimistic emotion that resulted from the lawsuit may be able to return to the unpredictable cryptocurrency market. The lawyer for XRP holders, John Deaton, recently said that the most significant decision in the litigation is just around the corner. Unfortunately, as a result of the court decision in favor of the SEC on the deliberative process privilege, there will very certainly be more delays. In legal terms, DPP is a legal defense that protects government entities from being forced to disclose their internal communications. People who are following the case should make a note of a significant date this month on their calendars. Judge Sarah Net Byrne, who is acting as a mediator, has directed the disputing parties to come to an agreement on a briefing timetable for summary judgment applications. On April 22, 2022, the defendants, Ripple, and the SEC will submit a joint proposed scheduling order with the SEC. A settlement during the mediation processes or after the conclusion of fact discovery, according to attorney Jeremy Hogan of the Hogan & Hogan law firm, is not ruled out. If not in April, Hogan believes it will be in the following month. The dispute has been ongoing for more than a year, and a settlement is the most expedient way to bring it to a close. Ripple claims that the commission engaged in unfair regulation through enforcement when it came to the company. It claims that the SEC failed to provide a reasonable warning that Ripple behavior violated the law. The business maintains that there should have been a clarification on whether XRP was considered security before the announcement. Ripple seems to have benefited from the court dismissal of the SEC move to exclude the affirmative defense of fair notice. Deaton blames the plaintiff for causing more delay in the case with its current maneuvers, notably by continuing to pursue discovery. He goes on to say that, as a result of the SEC proposed restrictions on cryptocurrency platforms, charges against cryptocurrency exchanges are on the way. Because of the precedent-setting nature of the SEC versus Ripple case, the judgment might have far-reaching implications for the whole digital asset industry. And unfortunately, the lawsuit has put a halt to the rise of XRP in value. Because of the SEC case, XRP growth has slowed and the cryptocurrency has lost popularity with investors. The delisting of Ripple native coin, XRP, by crypto exchanges in the United States caused significant harm, despite the fact that a large proportion of XRP holders are located outside. Nonetheless, a victory for Ripple might lead to the reinstatement of XRP on American exchanges like Coinbase. Despite the lawsuit, XRP remains the seventh largest cryptocurrency in terms of market capitalization. But the price has remained constant, hovering about 80 cents and failing to break beyond the $1 barrier. However, many cryptocurrency analysts consider XRP to be one of the most secure coins in the business, owing to the strength of Ripple distributed ledger. According to certain market observers, the amount of interest has decreased marginally. Nonetheless, their average price projection for 2022 is $1.30, which represents a 56.6% increase over the current price. What do you think will happen to the lawsuit in the coming months? Also, while the enormous transfers of XRP between exchanges continue, the Whale Alert Twitter account reports that Ripple has locked the remaining money from its previously released funds back into escrow. Ripple and a few major digital exchanges, including two of Ripple on-demand liquidity corridors in Latin America and Asia, have transferred more than 313 million XRP to and from their customers. There have been 7 transactions discovered by the Whale Alert Twitter account, holding a total of 313.1 million XRP coins. These lumps of XRP were moved around between the world top cryptocurrency exchanges. The most active exchange in this area has been Bittrex, which is based in the United States. Binance, CoinOne, and Bitstamp are among the other cryptocurrency exchanges that have participated. Also, Ripple transferred 75 million coins between internal wallets and sent 30 million coins to its ODL corridor in the Philippines, coins.ph. Bitso, another Ripple corridor, has also received 40 million from Bittrex and has moved more than 32 million within the network as well. It is possible that these massive currency fluctuations are due to Ripple's desire to keep XRP liquidity stable. Alternatively, it might be because they believe the lawsuit will be resolved in their favor. What, in your opinion, is the reason behind this? So, two U.S. Congressmen, Trey Hollingsworth and Bill Hagerty, presented legislation in both the House of Representatives and the Senate targeted at increasing transparency in the stablecoin market. The Stablecoin Transparency Act, which has been presented, would establish requirements for the quality of assets kept in reserves and force stablecoin issuers to report on their reserves. It would also require stable coins to be completely backed by a mix of US dollars and government securities with maturities of less than a year. And also force stablecoin issuers like Circle and Tether to provide audited reports confirming their reserves on a regular basis. Well, stablecoins are crypto assets that are tied one-to-one to a fiat currency, most often the US dollar. The concept is that for every stablecoin in circulation, there is a $1 note in the bank that can be redeemed by anybody. Tether, on the other hand, was called out by the New York Attorney General Office for promoting this myth, claiming that Tether assertions that its virtual currency was completely backed by US dollars at all times were a deception. Instead, when Tether eventually published reports in 2021, they revealed a considerable part of reserves in cash or cash equivalents, such as money market funds, as well as significant holdings in secured loans, bonds, or crypto assets. While some of these assets helped Tether gain money, they may have made the business less liquid in the event of a digital bank run. Furthermore, a drop in the price of Bitcoin or other crypto assets might lower the value of the company reserves below the circulation value of USDT, thereby destabilizing the market. Circle, the business that works with Coinbase on USDC, is the second largest stablecoin in terms of market value, behind only USDT. Last year, it was criticized for having just 61% of its assets backed by cash or cash equivalents as of July. However, by August, it had indicated that it would only employ cash and short-term government bonds, in accordance with the Hagerty-Hollingsworth bill criteria. An attestation from accounting firm Grant Thornton confirmed this in October, and Circle today revealed that it will keep its nearly $50 billion in reserves with megabank BNY Mellon. Senator Hagerty claims that, although the Stablecoin Transparency Act is aimed at protecting consumers, it would not place stablecoins in the hands of unaccountable bureaucrats who threaten to choke off innovation. If approved, the measure would have a substantial influence on stablecoin issuers such as Circle and Tether, the backing of which has been the subject of considerable discussion in the crypto sector. Tether, by far the biggest stablecoin issuer, has been notably tight-lipped regarding its USDT holdings. The corporation has reneged on pledges to conduct audits of its reserves and has battled tooth and nail to block information from becoming public. The now $180 billion stablecoin markets have also become a source of concern for regulators, with much expressing concern about potential exposure risks to the broader economy in the event of a run on stablecoin issuers. Legislators are attempting to find a solution that protects consumers and the economy without limiting innovation. Hollingsworth views his bill as a positive step forward. Although this bill will not cure everything, it is a step toward the uncovering of a balanced strategy between development, technology, and consumer or our protection. What do you think? Are they trying to impose stable coins on us? Tell us in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.